My name is Jacqueline, Jack, to the few who truly know me, and I've always turned heads on the tree-lined streets of Greenwich, Connecticut. My sapphire blue eyes catch the light like ocean waves. My full lips curve into a smile that stops traffic, and my raven hair cascades past my waist in thick, glossy waves. My body, it's a masterpiece of natural curves. Hips that sway like a summer breeze. A waist that dips dramatically, and skin so smooth it glows under the chandelier light of our sprawling colonial mansion. 3 years into my marriage to Jonathan, a tech mogul whose empire keeps him jet-setting from Silicon Valley to Singapore, I'm still childless. He's not cruel, just distant. Romance is a quarterly board meeting for him. While he closes deals, I rattle around our 6-bedroom estate, surrounded by marble counters, a home theatre, and a wine cellar that could stock a vineyard. Boredom is my enemy, and I've mastered the art of filling the void. Lavish pool parties, midnight shopping sprees on Fifth Avenue. Anything to drown the ache of neglect. We have staff for everything. A chef, a gardener, 2 maids. But a month ago, our regular handyman, Mr. Harlan, had to rush back to his family in rural Vermont. Who'll take care of the house? Who'll take care of me? I asked, half joking. He promised his son, Cody, would fill in over summer break. Cody arrived the next day, a sun-kissed 19-year-old with calloused hands, broad shoulders from wrestling in high school, and hazel eyes that seemed to hold secrets older than his years. He swept the hardwood floors, polished the mahogany banisters, and even fixed the flickering sconce in my walk-in closet without being asked. I let him binge Netflix in the guest suite. The kid worked like a machine. One night, I stumbled home from a rooftop gala in Manhattan at 3 a.m., heels in hand, head pounding from champagne and bass-heavy music. I slept until 2 p.m., the blackout curtains in my master suite turning day into eternal dusk. When I finally stirred, a dull throb pulsed behind my eyes. "Cody!" I called, voice raspy. "Bring me coffee, strong." Minutes later, he appeared with a silver tray, steaming mug, cream, sugar, and a single white rose from the garden. He stood by the 4-poster bed, staring. Not a polite glance, a slow, hungry scan that lingered on the silk camisole clinging to my skin. I smirked inwardly. First time seeing a woman like me up close. Country boy. I sipped the coffee, letting the silence stretch. He didn't move. "What's the problem?" I finally asked, arching a brow. "Nothing, Mom," he muttered, but his gaze flicked to my legs, bare, under the rumpled duvet. "Then why are you still here? Go, unless I call you." He left, but the air crackled with something unspoken. Guilt nudged me later. Jonathan hadn't touched me in weeks. My body was a coiled spring. Cody was young, strong, here. Why not use him to remind my husband what he was missing? I started assigning him tasks that kept him close. Dusting the crystal decanters in my vanity, reorganizing my designer heels, folding cashmere throws while I lounged nearby in yoga pants that hugged every curve. Each time, his eyes betrayed him, darting, then snapping away, cheeks flushing under that summer tan. One humid July afternoon, I lounged on the chaise in my bedroom, binge-watching a thriller, when I decided to test the waters. "Cody, clean in here." "I already did this morning, ma'am." I pointed at the dresser, voice teasing. "Look closer. Dust everywhere." He returned with a microfiber cloth and spray. Movements deliberate. I muted the TV. "So, what do you do back in Vermont?" "Coach little kids wrestling for free. Keeps me out of trouble." I laughed, eyeing his biceps straining against his t-shirt. "You? Trouble. Doesn't look like you've got the build for it." He grinned, a flash of white teeth. "Give me a chance, and I'll prove you wrong. My pulse quickened. Ever given a massage? Learned from my mom. She's a nurse. I'm good with my hands. I stretched languidly. My shoulders are killing me. Think you can help? He hesitated, then nodded. Lie down, I'll grab oil. He returned with extra virgin olive oil from the pantry. Jonathan's imported Italian brand. I flipped onto my stomach, camisole riding up to expose the dip of my lower back. Cody knelt beside the bed, pouring oil into his palms. His fingers started at my calves. Firm, rhythmic strokes that melted tension like butter. Electricity shot up my spine. I glanced back. His jaw was tight, eyes fixed on my skin. Higher, I murmured. He moved to my thighs, hands gliding over toned muscle. When his thumbs brushed the edge of my shorts, he froze. Don't stop, I whispered. I won't break. His touch grew bolder, tracing the sensitive crease where leg meets hip. My breath hitched. His trembled. An hour blurred by. Oil-slick skin, shared glances heavy with want. I was floating, every nerve alight. Then he spoke, voice low. You're incredible, Jack. But I'm leaving tomorrow. Dad's back. I'll miss this. Miss you. The words hit like ice water. Why didn't you say sooner? What would it change? Just be happy. I see how lonely you get. Throwing those parties to forget. Talk to your husband. Fix it. If I were anyone else, I could have taken advantage. But I respect you. He stood, wiping his hands, and walked out. I lay there, stunned. Shame burned hotter than desire. That night, I confronted Jonathan over video call from Tokyo. I'm drowning here, John. I need you, us. Tears I'd buried for years spilled. He looked stricken, promised to cut trips, booked us a second honeymoon in Napa. Things shifted, slowly, but real. But the story doesn't end there. Weeks later, an anonymous email arrived. Grainy photos of Cody and me in my bedroom. Timestamps from that massage. A message. Tell your husband or I will. Pay $50,000 or these go viral. My stomach dropped. Cody? No. He'd left for Vermont. Then who? I hired a private investigator. Turns out, Cody had a shadow. His older cousin Travis. A bitter ex-con who'd crashed at our guest house one night, drunk and unnoticed. Travis had planted a nanny cam in the smoke detector. During a repair job, Cody asked him to cover. He'd watched everything, waiting to exploit my weakness for revenge. Against me, the rich witch who'd fired his uncle years ago over missing jewelry. A lie Jonathan later debunked. Travis wanted to ruin us both. The psychological torment began. Late-night calls with heavy breathing, packages of olive oil left on my Porsche windshield, whispers through the baby monitor we'd installed for future kids. I couldn't sleep. Paranoid Jonathan would find out. Revenge consumed me. I lured Travis to the mansion under pretense of payment, recorded his confession with the PI hidden in the wine cellar. Cops arrested him for extortion. The photos were destroyed. Jonathan never knew the full truth. I framed it as a stalker targeting our wealth. But the scare forged us closer. He sold a division to work from home. Cody sent a postcard from Vermont. Glad you're happy. Stay safe. I smiled, deleted it, and poured the rest of that olive oil down the drain. Some fires you start to feel alive. Others burn everything down. I learned the difference the hard way.